2, 3.
I'm Mark Tonelli. I'm assistant professor of music in the School of Music. I coordinate the guitar studies program.
David Moore, instructor of music. I teach trumpet, some of the jazz ensembles, and music theory.
Hi, I'm Ben Hawkinson. I'm the associate director of choir programs and the area director of vocal jazz.
Jazz Education Network is the professional organization for jazz and jazz education. It's a professional society, professional organization. It is essentially the largest gathering of jazz educators and jazz musicians in the world, and its annual conference draws about 4,000 people. And those people are drawn from the ranks of the music and of the education across the world.
Having any one of us invited to the conference is a feat in of itself. And then as we started talking and realizing that all three of us got invited, I mean, it's an overwhelming honor. It's a really cool experience, and I'm really excited to go and support my colleagues and friends.
I guess one thing that makes the three of us attending unique is that we don't have a jazz degree at Millikin. We have a jazz program where students can take jazz courses. All three of us teach those courses, and we have other colleagues that teach jazz courses at Millikin. And you can get a certificate, which is kind of a concentration, but we don't have a jazz degree, even a jazz minor. And we're a relatively small school.
Yeah, it truly is an honor, and I mean, supporting Millikin there is, it's just a great opportunity for the jazz department and commercial music department. But those of us that have, we went to other universities for these degrees, and we have friends and colleagues out there that have, we've all gone our separate ways. It's a great way to stay in contact and to network and find out what's going on across the country. As
the director of OneVoice, I'll be taking our top vocal jazz here at Millikin, OneVoice, down to the conference, and we'll be giving a performance. OneVoice is 13 members strong, and from all different degrees across the university. There's kind of this conversation that's going on in jazz of what is jazz anymore? Is it just swing? Is it Latin? Is it something else that goes into the more contemporary sphere? And this group of students does it all really, really well. OneVoice has kind of become an institution in the vocal jazz world. It's been around for well over 30 years. Its previous director, Doc Wiedenhofer, did an excellent job, and some of their performances were formative for me in my own education of what vocal jazz is and what it should sound like. And suffice to say that being a part of it today is just fantastic. A dream come true to be able to work at this level.
I think that's one of the strengths of the School of Music's program, is that we practice what we preach. We're out there doing it. That makes us relevant as professors, and we continue to grow that way, and we pass that growth and that knowledge on to our students. So I think that's one of the strengths that for a small school, that's another point, small school, 2,000 people, we have 200 music students. So 10% of the overall school, the student population comes from the School of Music. That's quite a lot actually for a small school. And that might be small, 200, compared to some other schools where there's 500 or 1,000 students in the School of Music. But there is a lot going on in Millikin School of Music.
For me, in my private lessons, I just love seeing the progress just day to day, or I guess rather week to week, that I see in my students. Just setting small goals and seeing them achieve those goals, and and that equates to a bump in their confidence. And I just see them become more confident every week, and that leads to them being happier and being more passionate about the music that they're doing, and I love to see that.
So one of the things that's really striking about, I think, the music culture at Millikin is how community-oriented it is. Within the School of Music, the students really support one another. And I think that's one of the things that has enabled us to continue to rise in terms of performance is that these are students that genuinely like each other, that genuinely care about each other, that support one another, and that are willing to put in the long hours it takes to find excellence. And they do that not solely as an individual, but as an individual performing a part within a collective.